We shall learn and live and lead.
Faculty of Science and Humanities, one of the 6 faculties of SRM Institute of Science and Technology, was started in the year 2003 with a single department of biotechnology, and over the last 16 years, the growth and development of the FSH has been enormous. The growth of the FSH can also be measured in the steady expansion of the number of departments. From just the Department of Biotechnology in 2003, offering courses at the bachelor's and master's level, today the FSH has 13 major departments and 5 allied departments, offering more than 17 programs at the bachelor's level and 9 at the master's level. The Department of Biotechnology has postdoctoral fellows, and the departments offer the PhD program with both full-time and part-time scholars. One of the main features of the Faculty of Science and Humanities is infrastructure, and in the imperative of every department conducting their practical components with relative ease. A laboratory with more than 500 computers, a biotech lab with sophisticated instrument, a visual studio, editing and dubbing suites, and a preview theater are all made available to upgrade the academic knowledge of our students cutting across disciplines. The FSH is an active participant in SRM Institute of Science and Technology's student semester abroad and faculty exchange programs. At the FSH, career development and placement are 2 sides of the same coin, intended for the student to attain his desired position upon graduation. The placement record at FSH is very high to those wishing to enter the job market. Students from Viscom have turned out to be prominent music directors, actors, camera persons, program producers, directors and graphic designers, not to speak of making into popular English and language television stations. In the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, his students have fanned out to several print media outlets and popular presses in Tamil and Hindi. The Department of Computer Applications offers loads of opportunities to students. The BCA program offered by the Department of Computer Applications is continuously ranked top in India by India Today surveys. The Department of Commerce has been in existence from 2005, accommodating more than 1,000 students. It offers globally acclaimed courses like International Accounting and Finance, embedded with ACCA of the United Kingdom, Professional Accounting embedded with CIMA, also of the United Kingdom, and Strategic Finance embedded with CMA of the United States. The FSH takes great pride in its teaching faculty getting recognized nationally or internationally through awards from reputed organizations. 7 of our faculty members have won national awards and 2 have walked away with international recognitions. Almost every department has a story or more to tell when it comes to getting selected for a fellowship to Japan or the United States, attending a semester at sea through the Rotary International Fellowship, securing a paid internship at a concern like Goldman Sachs, or participating in an international competition in Europe. We make our academic environment a vibrant one. Both students and faculty take part in cultural extravaganza, and boys and girls excel in a variety of sports. The Center for Performing Arts in the Faculty of Science and Humanities occupies a distinct place in the holistic development of students. The various art forms, intertwined with the culture of the land, blended with the lives of the people, is offered to all students in the campus through this center, which has consistently molded them with a rich heritage. The Faculty of Science and Humanities, with a keen concern on the psychosomatic well-being of students, has an in-house psychologist and therapist to counsel students who are in need of help. The Faculty of Science and Humanities has produced numerous accomplished individuals in their respective fields. Many a prominent actor, international models, activists, entrepreneurs, auditors, film directors, reporters, news editors, fashion advisors, and stand-up comedians have emerged from SRM. The alumni of this soaring faculty are working in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Indian Army, Intelligence Bureau, and in several such high-profile governmental agencies. So welcome to the FSH, where your journey is bound to be wonderful and rewarding.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Freshers Induction Program of the College of Science and Humanities of SRM Institute of Science and Technology. My name is Dr. Archana Arol, and I head the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. It's a glad welcome we bring to you this evening, filled with the desires, hopes, and dreams all of us share. At the start of this very special program, and to welcome incoming freshers, we have an invocation rendered by Kalaimamani, Dr. Shobana Vignesh, Head Center for Performing and Fine Arts, and her students, Ms. Aparna and Ms. Fatima. May we all rise for the invocation?
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடலை கெடிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்வளர கண்டனி தெக்கனமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனர் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறப்பிடையுதலும் தரிதனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுள்ள எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்த செயல் மறந்த வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you. Please be seated. I now request the dignitaries on the dais to light the traditional Kuthu Vilakku. Sri Satyanarayana, Pro-Chancellor Academics. Sri Sandeep Sanchetti, Vice-Chancellor. Sri Sethuraman, Registrar. Sri Balasubramanian, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Science and Humanities. Sri Ponnaya, Dean, Management. Thank you, sirs. A very warm welcome to freshers, their parents, and guardians. Today is a very special day for all of you, and we intend to keep it that way. The young men and women entering a new phase of their academic life are moving from one environment to another. And this program is to help in the transition so that the incoming freshers do not have to undergo difficulties as they settle in for a new chapter in their lives. I now request our Pro Vice Chancellor of Science and Humanities, Dr. R. Balasubramanian, to welcome the freshers. Dr. Balasubramanian has been an educator and an academic for close to 5 decades. He has been heading and overseeing the growth of the College of Science and Humanities for close to 15 years after having served a distinguished stint at the University of Madras. Sir?
Thank you. Good evening, all of you. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Respected Chancellor, a great visionary, a social reformer, and guide and philosopher for SRM University, our Vice Chancellor Administration, Pro Vice Chancellor Academics, Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Controller, Pro Vice Chancellors, Deans and Directors, HODs, faculty members, and my dear students. Today is a very important day in the Faculty of Science and Humanities. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic situation, we are not able to get assembled in our big auditorium and see face to face. But however, this virtual meeting of induction is very well arranged, and I have the privilege of welcoming all of you. I am very happy in welcoming our Pro Vice Chancellor Academic, whose contribution is immense and who is constantly encouraging and motivating very effectively. I could recollect the great British political philosopher Jeremy Bentham. One of his theories, he has made a statement that the greatest happiness for the greatest numbers. That was the say in the year 17th century. But I could see Jeremy Bentham in our Pro Vice Chancellor Academy, because he is also wanting that everybody, if you take only one or two people or group of people and group them and make them very great in a very great success in their life in all aspects, that is not the great thing. The great thing is that you must try to, suppose you have about 100 students, all the 100 should be made great. That's what, here the comparison of Jeremy Bentham and our Pro Vice Chancellor Academic is very much apt. I'm extremely very happy in welcoming you, sir. I welcome our dynamic and always enthusiastic, always motivating our beloved Vice Chancellor, but for his sincere effort and constant motivation, I think many of us will not get very better inspiration. And I am very happy in welcoming, and he will be continuing to support us and encouraging us in all matters. I welcome all our Pro Vice Chancellors, particularly the dynamic person in the university is our beloved Registrar. I think he is a ready reckoner, and he is 24/7, and always he is, though he is a little bit, had a setback of suffering about a couple of weeks, but in spite of that, also he was very beautifully managing the affairs of the university administration. Always he has a very soft corner for the Faculty of Science and Humanities because he belongs to that faculty. I welcome you, sir. I welcome our controller of examinations, deans, directors, faculty members, and all our students, freshers, etc. All. Dear parents, thank you very much for choosing SRM. I know the reason why you have chosen SRM. We are different. We are different from others. I don't want to compare anybody else. I can proudly say the team which you are now, sitting in the, of course, we are not, you are seeing everybody in the virtual mode. All those people are the great builders of the SRM IST. And with the support of their top management. And this, you have chosen SRM University for various, put your wards in various courses in the Faculty of Science and Humanities. And I am boldly, proudly, and confidently, I am saying that we are definitely different from others. How we are different from others? Apart from the academic programs, what we are imparting to our wards, sons and daughters. But more than that, when they join here, they learn many things apart from academic learning. For example, for example, each department on the Faculty of Science and Humanities have a collaboration with high calibered institutions. For example, commerce with SEMA, and biotechnology with national laboratories, journalism, mass communication with top presses in India and abroad, and our visual communication with all electronic media houses, and this computer science department with the topmost software companies like CTS, TCS, etc. So these kind of exposures you will not get anywhere except in SRMS and Science and Humanity faculties. And I am very proudly say that our faculty members, I think by the morning when our Pro-Chancellor Academic was quoting about telling a small story. So our faculty members of the sculptures, and I think you are given the raw marble to us. We will shape them in the best way how we can. And apart from that, learning academic, learning extracurricular, learning sports, learning cultural and other things. And they will come out with flying covers as a good leaders, both when you entrust them any assignment. I think the product of SRM, particularly from science and humanities and engineering and medical and other science and other faculties, I think we are entirely different from others. So I am so grateful and thankful to the parents for choosing our SRM Faculty of Science and Humanities to put your wards. And I can best assure you that you can forget about this. I think morning also our registrar said, so far they are your children, but at the moment from today onwards, they are our children. They joined in SRM family, and we will make them perfect and make them excellent and make them deliberate in all aspects. And this kind of assurance I can openly give, because I have very committed and supportive faculty members and non-teaching, technical and others. So I wholeheartedly welcome all those who have come here to put their wards in our Faculty of Science and Humanities. And I am once again, I welcome all those, from our Pro-Chancellor to the last one and everybody, and particularly the new freshers, the young minds who are joining with us, and also the parents. And you will be very happy to be here for 3 years and 2 years in the respective courses, and you can be part of SRM family, and you will go with definitely with a flying colors when you go out of the SRM University. And with these viewers, once again, I sincerely thank the parents and welcome everyone for this induction program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. R. Balasubramanian, the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Science and Humanities. To give the inaugural address to this August gathering is the Vice Chancellor of SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Dr. Sandeep Sanchetti. Known as an institution builder, Dr. Sanchetti was formerly the president of the Association of Indian Universities. Coming from an electronics background and a PhD from Queen's University, Belfast, UK, Dr. Sanchetti has shown himself in the last 3 years a deep interest in a variety of academic endeavors. Sir?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Archana. Very honorable Chancellor, sir, who could not be present due to his engagement with the proceedings of the Lok Sabha. Respected Pro-Chancellor, sir, Pro-Chancellor academic, my distinguished colleagues in form of Pro-VCs, the deans, the registrar, the controller of examination, the directors, other distinguished guests, faculty members, staff members of the entire group of institutions, and most important, most precious, my dear students, their parents, their guardians, and everyone present here in this inaugural session or the induction ceremony. A very good afternoon to all of you. Namaskar, and welcome to the induction program of 2020-21. It's a matter of great pleasure indeed for me to welcome all our new friends to the portals of SRMIST Chennai and also to the family of SRM Group. We are a very well-known, reputed group of institutions whose presence is there across the country, many sister organizations and several campuses, and almost all disciplines of studies are available to us, as was being told by Pro-VC Science and Humanities just now, that we cover a wide spectrum, in fact, entire spectrum of higher studies. So I can say that we are a young university because we are just 18 years old as a university, and therefore we are a new generation, and we are a dream university in the sense that what NEP demands and expects. The new education policy, the national education policy says that one has to be like that, and that is what SRMIST is already. So in a span of shorter span of what we can call 18 years, we have grown tremendously. And this growth has happened due to a pioneering efforts of our distinguished Chancellor, sir, whose dream was to change the landscape of professional education by way of his efforts in all major disciplines of education. We just don't do veterinary sciences right now, but otherwise all other domains are currently being offered by us. His legacy has been continued and strengthened by the next generation of our leaders, our pro-chancellors, and of course, various other leaders of the institution in form of registrar, pro-VCs, deans, etc. And they have collectively led us to a tremendous growth and better quality in all spheres to make us one of the finest in the country and abroad. And undoubtedly, to achieve all that, we follow what we call our motto of learn, leap, and lead. And we have acquired that position of lead itself in a very, very short span of time. As a result of our good work and lots of successes, we have received many accolades time and again in every aspect of our work, that is either teaching or learning or innovation or professional recognition, and very recently societal connect, which is driven very strongly by the Faculty of Science and Humanities because of their natural connect. And in those recognitions, list of recognitions, it won't be possible to name most of them, but one of the recent one happens to be the ARIA ranking, that is one for the research and innovation, and which was given by the Ministry of HRD at that time and now Ministry of Education, Government of India, just 15-20 days back, and we stood number 2 in the category of private institutions. There were only 2 categories, government and private, and we stood number 2. We also done exceedingly well in terms of our NIRF ranking in 2018, 19, 20, and we have also done very well in the NAC accreditation, as a National Assessment and Accreditation Council, where we have received the highest performance or highest rating or grading of A++, which was the first in India under the new system which NAC had adopted 2.5-3 years back. These are the positioning of the SRM, and friends, I would like to share, having got this platform, I'd like to share a few words of advice. But before I do that, I'd like to convey my heartiest congratulations to all of you, all the new and budding professionals for very well deserved admission in the SRM institution, in the Faculty of Science and Humanities, particularly in the programs of sciences or arts, literature, languages, commerce, law, journalism and mass communication, visual communication, computer applications, and various other things, biotech, chemistry, etc. And all branches and specializations of their choice, because that spectrum is available here. And when you come here, you'll probably be able to explore some newer dimensions other than your own branches, if you so wish, and that is the beauty SRM possibly can offer to you. So today, all of you are embarking on a new journey, a journey of your life, allowing you to explore the unexplored, allowing you to find out the new stars of your life, and of course, importantly, control the destiny of your life. That is what is most important, that you decide what you want to do and how you want to do. And therefore, our broad vision happens to be delivering unique learning experiences to our stakeholders, primarily our students who are taking admission and who are currently enrolled with us. And of course, we guide them to serve the world better and also do work for the betterment of mankind. And so always I'll request you to remember that you have to become a good human being. You have to, before you become what you call responsible citizen and also the competent professional. Good human being will be something which will be very, very important. Friends, as I was telling you, we have done very, very well to create a niche for ourselves. However, we really need what we call continuous growth. Quality cannot be stopped. Quality cannot be achieved in one stroke. Quality cannot be something called as a destination. It's a journey. And therefore, we will certainly continue to aspire for better overall growth of the university with a focus on many new challenges of profession and society, teaching, learning, research and innovation, human resource development, training and skills, and also on practices. And this will be possible with the unrelenting efforts of all of us, particularly with the new generation of students who are getting inducted in the family today, because they bring new energy, they bring new and young blood, they bring new ideas, they possibly have more time and everything to work for that and make things really different for everyone. And therefore, we at SRM are very excited with your arrival and hope this journey will be something very, very successful and fruitful. So to support all the needs of our students, we keep restructuring our academic programs regularly with some major changes sometimes, and also sometimes minor, to include advancements in certain various fields, as well as allow our students more time for interdisciplinary as well as self-study programs. Please learn, or please remember that learning to learn is becoming very important, and therefore develop the attributes of self-study is something very important. And also increase your bandwidth, increase your knowledge about various other fields is very important, and therefore the interdisciplinarity. Both are once again emphasized in the national education policy just announced. Friends, SRM is also very proud of its good quality faculty, staff, and students. I think some of the accolades were shared to you by the Pro Vice Chancellor, and also in the film which you had seen, and also otherwise, I'm sure you are already aware of that. We generally continuously build their capabilities and help them enhance the potential by doing variety of our things. And our education system is properly supported in terms of human resources, physical resources, financial resources, innovation, entrepreneurship, which are kind of building blocks for any good institution today. And these are adequately supported by the flexibility which we offer in the form of full CBCS curriculum, and also the varying degrees of autonomy of functioning to all the stakeholders, not only to the Vice Chancellor or the Deans and Directors, but also to the HODs and also to the students, that they are able to choose things. And therefore, you are able to take your own decisions in certain cases in a guided way, of course. I would like to advise and convey that do not feel, this is to my students, that do not feel challenged with anything while you are with us here. We are student-centric and will try to help you and guide you to the extent possible, but it has to be within the framework of our rules. Please remember that academic requirements are very well defined in terms of number of credits, number of hours, ways to examine and all that. And therefore, there is a framework. You all need to follow the framework. We will also do that. We also follow philosophy of what we call the ideal, which is a multidimensional approach, which is the interdisciplinary, experiential, and active learning. You'll probably learn more about it during the course of orientation and induction. That teachers will talk to you about that. And I would certainly say that, suggest to my students that you always maintain the academic rigor and the required discipline at all the times. Maybe you can reach the support or reach the faculty or HOD or anyone of us as and when required, but don't ignore them, because ignoring any difficulty will be putting yourself to a bigger risk and maybe discomfort also. Attend all the classes regularly, though 75% is essential as per the law requirement, but we will still suggest to you that you should have a 100% record. Why should you waste your time? And why shouldn't you learn what you want to learn from teachers? Rest of the learning, obviously, you can do it yourself. Also reach the faculty or anyone of us in case of any difficulty. And I'll request parents and guardians also to be watchful, keeping a vigil on their wards, and also be friendly while keeping a vigil. Be friendly to them and make sure that their requirements are brought to our attention at every stage or whenever they require such things which are there. The list can be very long in terms of whatever advice I would like to give. We'll possibly get more opportunities later also. But I would like to make a mention about the current set of difficulties, which is about the COVID. And we all know that this pandemic has really created havoc in everything which we are doing in our life these days. It has disrupted everything. That disruption has also impacted the education, that we are not seeing you one-to-one today. Otherwise, we would have met you physically or personally. And therefore, under COVID, our mode of operation has changed. We need to make sure that you are safe, secure, you are maintaining and following all the protocols which government has pronounced in this case. And therefore, will continuously follow and obey and also tell you about whatever instructions we get from central government, state government, and district administration, etc. Until that time that they allow us to open, will be available to you only in the online mode, generally speaking. Of course, some senior researchers and others possibly are allowed, and I'm sure some people for their doctoral and postdoctoral work are also getting inducted in certain way. They may be, but otherwise, generally, it's online. And not only that, we will do some of your labs in a virtual lab mode, and we'll do your assignments, tests, and examinations in the proctored examination mode. There can be various tools which you will come to know as we move along. But we are also going to be very big in the domain of science and humanities in form of the distance education as well as online education, which are now becoming very important ways to teach and learn. And we are going to start variety of programs because we are category 1, we are NAC A++. Therefore, we have a mandate to start number of courses. Last year, we started some of them already, but more courses will be added to it now. But ultimately, our teaching learning, because the technology is always impactful, once it comes inside our working or functioning, it makes us stay there, it becomes a permanent there. And therefore, you can probably be more ready for a blended learning in times to come. While we expect Corona to vanish and go away, but we still should be ready that the blended would be something more useful because it can be 24/7 in terms of teaching learning. Finally, I'll come to my last few words here, and that is for success in all our endeavors, we impart wholesome knowledge to our students with an intent to develop their abilities of self and continuous learning. In addition to all that academic things which I have told you, we allow them to participate in extracurricular and co-curricular activities to enhance their communication skills, management skills, team working abilities, as well as self-confidence and various other aspects which are there. And therefore, I'll strongly urge and recommend all our students to take advantage of these offerings, as well as participate in desired portfolio of activities of their interest. It can be sports also, it can be debate, elocution, drawing, painting, whatever it can be, performing arts, various things can be there. But important thing for doing all that is maintain timings, improve cleanliness in the campus, avoid indulging in anything wrong, and so many other things which you probably know. And more information about these would be given to you during the remaining course of orientation and induction sessions. So finally, with these words, I once again extend a very hearty and warm welcome to you, with the hope that each one of you will give your best to fulfill your dreams, bring laurels and glory to yourself as well as to our university and of course to our country. Wishing you all a very, very happy, exciting and productive journey ahead at SRM with all of us together. May God bless you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Sandeep Sanchetti, the Vice Chancellor of SRMIST. We are very fortunate to have with us today our Pro-Chancellor Academics, Dr. P. Satyanarayanan, who also happens to be the first Vice Chancellor of SRMIST. In spite of his busy schedule, the fact that he decided to spend quite some time with us shows his commitment and love for the College of Science and Humanities. One of the characteristics of our young Pro-Chancellor Academics is that he has a serious accent on quality, which is one of the reasons that SRMIST has the highest possible rating, an A++, and a Category 1 institution in India. Ladies and gentlemen, let us hear our Pro-Chancellor Academics.
Thank you very much. Our respected Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Science and Humanities, Deputy Dean of Science and Humanities, then Dean of Management, Dean of Science and Humanities, other directors, HODs, the faculty members, staff, the parents, and IDA students who have chosen the Faculty of Science and Humanities at SRMIST and are in the induction program today. It is a great pleasure for me to be here with you all on this induction program. In the morning also we had an induction program. The induction program was for the College of Engineering. And after that, we had a induction program for the campus in Andhra Pradesh. And now I am attending the induction program of the Science and Humanities faculty. The one thing I would like to tell is that when I was seeing the Q&A box of this Zoom platform, many students were asking from when on the online classroom will be starting. So it shows their enthusiasm to start their academic career with SRM. I appreciate that zeal and enthusiasm, and I want that to continue for the next 3 years or 4 years they are going to be here at SRM. If it was a normal circumstances, we would have seen each other in person in our wonderful campus and inspiring auditorium. But unfortunately, due to this COVID situation, we could not. But I feel that this is a temporary phase and this too will pass. But we understand that online cannot replace the on-campus learning. And you all yearn for that, and you all are longing for that. If the state and central government is giving the direction with the right safety and security measures. We will be starting our on-campus program very soon. In fact, our faculty members are attending the campuses and the colleges daily in full attendance, and they are eagerly waiting for you to receive you. But until then, considering our safety and security, we need to go with the online classes. We at SRM believe that we are here to offer education, not a degree, life but not a living, and the wisdom and insight, just not the knowledge and information. Nowadays, information is available everywhere. Knowledge, which is about finding a pattern in the information, is also easily learnable by oneself. But wisdom is something which has to be taught by the people who are experienced in their domain. And insight is something which has to be imbibed from the people who are learners. Knowing that tomato is a fruit is a knowledge. Knowing that it should not be included in the fruit salad is the wisdom. So this wisdom comes from experience and exposure. Automatically, you will also get this wisdom and experience and insight over a period of time. But now you have to learn from your seniors and the faculty members. For this holistic approach only, we are following a pedagogy called IDEAL, which is called interdisciplinary experiential active learning. Normally, when we talk about interdisciplinary things, always people feel that the engineering and the professional students should take science and humanity courses, but they don't think otherwise. The interdisciplinary should be of flow in both sides, and the symbiosis should happen, and then the permeation should happen on the both sides of the cell. It means that the students in the science and humanities should be willing to learn and should be passionate to learn other minors in their own discipline in science and humanities or in even a minor in engineering program for a science and humanities or a liberal arts program student. So that approach has to come, and now that it is started with the engineering faculty, I'm sure by the proximity and also not only in distance, but also by the virtue of learning from each other, the science and humanities will also bring in such changes. When you say the experiential learning, it includes the student has to be exposed to the industry and the academic practices which are here in India and abroad. And that is one of the reasons things like internships have been promoted in the past and now by various universities across India and abroad. But again, I think this is for technical colleges or technical institutions. This internship should be available for science and humanities graduates. Like in fact, I feel that science and humanities graduates are more passionate in their approach and in their learning than any other professional students. It is not that to praise you or simply to glorify you, I'm telling this, because all the children, like when they are like born as babies, their parents want to become engineer or a doctor. It's only for few they can persist and also insist the parents that they will take up their choice of profession or the program and be successful in that. So I have very big and very high opinion of the students who are pursuing science and humanities. And these science and humanities students are much more creative in their nature. And I'm sure you know the reason. The 50% of the brain, which is in the right part, is used mainly by the science and humanities students, but not by the professional students. So this can be seen from an example. You know Steve Jobs. He invented iPhone, and before that he did several things with MacBook and so on. But he went on to do a course on calligraphy, that is handwriting. And this changed his perspective about the technology a lot. This changed his perspective about the product and the consumer market a lot. When he came back to Apple again, when he designed the iPod and the iPhone, you can see that it is a piece of jewel which he has done, and even the alphabets he has chosen, the fonts of the alphabets he has chosen, cannot be compared with anything else. So even for a successful person or even for a successful engineer, if he has to succeed, he needs the creativity of the science and humanities people. So you have plenty of that, and please, excuse me, you have plenty of that, and please try to use it amply when you are here in the campus. When I think about the passion, like we should be passionate enough that you are becoming the best in that field which you have chosen. So it was told that if you are going to have a sweeper, you should be the best sweeper in the world. That was told by Martin Luther King. So without taking the foreign example, if you want me to take an Indian example, Swami Vivekananda was studying in a school, and in a school they were all asking, the teacher was asking each and every one, like in which domain they are interested and what do they want to become when they become an adult. So like every student was telling big things, and when he came, like when his turn came, he told that he wants to become a chariot driver. This he got attracted because like daily he used to come and go to the school in a chariot, and the driver used to do it so well, and he was attracted by that. So the teacher was not amused by his answer and told that this is not the right thing. So you should change your attitude and it should be a different one. So he came home, and the other was asking, like why are you dull? He told like what happened in the class. Then the mom told, don't worry, and she went inside. And then she came with a photo in his hand. She told that if you want to become a chariot driver, then you become like this one person you see here in this photo. In that photo was Lord Krishna. So it means that like whatever you want to become, you can do so. But you need to be the best in your profession, in your domain. And I hope our students will do that with the help of our faculty members. Our faculty members are very much down to earth and very much pleasant to talk. And in fact, the Science and Humanities is one school where the students and faculty mingle with each other very well, and they have a good relationship among the most of the university schools. But for doing this, our faculty members, as was told, will almost become the parents of the students. But I feel that the parents who have taken care of their children so far and made them enroll into SRM University for Science and Humanities should continue to do so that you always remain as their first teachers. And in the process, the faculty members, parents, and the teachers and the students, we can create a new history for the future of your students. So as Abdul Kalam said, if you are not born with the history, it is not your problem. But if you are not going to go down in the pages of the history, then it's a problem. I feel that each and every student who are here are having that passionate approach and the hard work required for that, and above all, the discipline which is required, which is fundamental for that. So I request all of you to see your senior students and try to emulate them in keeping up the institution's name and reputation, and also inspire your junior students who will be coming after a year or so. With this induction program, I wish you all a pleasant stay and a fruitful stay at SRM Faculty of Science and Humanities. And after 4 years, you should make your parents proud and the faculty proud and the institution proud by coming out with flying colors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Pro-Chancellor Academics of SRMIST. I now call upon the Registrar of SRMIST, Dr. N. Sethuraman, to offer felicitations. A well-rounded academic and an able administrator, Dr. Sethuraman was a professor of English and linguistics at the University of Madras for close to 3 decades before moving on to higher positions at the Tamil Nadu Open University. Here at SRM, Dr. Sethuraman plays a crucial role in the development of the College of Science and Humanities. And coming from the social sciences and humanities background, the registrar has always had a special place for us in his heart. Sir?
Thank you, Archana. Beloved Pro-Chancellor academics, respected VC, Pro-Vice Chancellor, and my good friend Dr. R. Balasubramaniam, D. Dr. Ponnaya, Sridhar Krishnasamy, Jyoti Kumar, my dear students and parents. Today started with the 10 o'clock with the Governing Council meeting in Easwari Engineering College as a Governing Council member. Then induction program for engineering students, followed by engineering students of KTR campus and Vadabalni campus, followed by engineering students, science and humanity of Ramavaram campus. At the end, the final leg is in KTR Science and Humanity Induction Program. Our Pro-Chancellor academic, he paid high tribute. You have creative thinking. True. Science and Humanity, till 12th standard, whatever your parents said, padi, you did it. When you come to the university or college or when you join higher education, you have lot of dreams how to participate in all events, how to participate in cultural program, how to participate in Milan, how to participate in oratorical competition. Yes. You have chosen the right place, SRM, Science and Humanities. Here you have lot of opportunities to improve upon your talent. I don't say that you don't have. You have talent. That must be nurtured. That must be further developed. It must be channelized. When you come from +2, now you were thinking what would be the condition in a university, that too in SRM University. It is being talked about nationally, internationally. How you will play your role in this. Yes, lot of opportunity. If you want to become an entrepreneur, we have management department where we used to conduct programs like this, bazaar. Generally, we say, people who are living in town in those days, where are you going? Mummy will ask, daddy will ask. I'm going to the bazaar. Here, entrepreneur's skill make arranging a program called bazaar, management department, management faculty, School of Management. They do. Thereby, they develop the skills. In Science and Humanities, Pro-VC listed the MOU signed and how those students are placed. Probably, my dear parents, you may be aware that engineering students are placed generally. A science and humanities student, they don't have scope. You may be thinking till now. Now you have admitted your ward in science and humanity. They have a bright future. Your job is just to admit your wards. Further, you have to be in touch with our faculty. Then and there. Just admitted, then it is their responsibility. True, it is their responsibility. You should also take keen interest in the development of the career of your wards. We will provide all possibilities, all chances. But at the same time, they should also know, okay, my father is taking keen interest, or he will have his own responsibility, getting a job and help the parents. So, scope is there. Creative thinking is possible. That's why even in a Tamil song, Kannadasan song, Paravaiye Kandan Vimanam Padaithan. That he was a scientist, but that creative thinking, that inspiration. Likewise, here you have got scope. We have a organization called the Tamil Perayam, for which also Pro Vice Chancellor, Science and Humanity, Dr. Balasubramanian is heading that. Those who want to develop their oratorical skill, either in English or in Tamil, we have Tamil BA literature, MA literature. It's a big department. Generally, in any self-financing colleges, they offer MCA, BCA, computer science, commerce. They don't give importance to, they don't start at all BA literature, MA literature. Whereas we have started, we have good number of students. In addition to other classes, we have started BA English literature and MA English literature. Now you have a chance to appear for competitive examinations. That is also very important. Your ProVC will make steps there. Supposing you want to write competitive exam, maybe not necessarily civil service, anything, TNPSC, UPSC, or staff service, anything, they provide a lot of opportunity. Only thing is, everything is there. We can take the horse to pond, but we cannot make them drink. It is for you to make use of this opportunity, as said by our Pro-Chancellor Academics. Anything, everything, you should have a planned life. In the sense, you should allot time for your studies. You should allot time for your extracurricular activities. You should allot time for your entertainment. You should not think that joining any arts and science program is just to enjoy your life. Yes, you can enjoy. There is a limit. Work while you work, play while you play. That is what you have been taught. When you come here, SRM University is known for not only quality education, not only for research, but also for discipline. We are very particular about the discipline. I am not threatening you. What I mean to say, just you have joined humanities subject, don't think that it is not like that. Whereas we mean business, we mean good education, we mean good placement. Thereby, you will become a model, you will become a good alumni. Now you have joined, you need not bother about you. Parents, I assure you that your wards are in the hands of, safe hands of our SRM faculty. They will take care of your children. This is in the pandemic situation also. Through various means, we will be able to handle your boys, handle your wards. Of course, first for which you should determine yourself. You should be prepared for that. You should take a vow that I will manage any challenge. I will face any challenge. I will overcome crisis. So I only appeal to you in this COVID-19 situation, promise yourself to be strong and not to be perturbed by the pandemic. Yes, it will be there. What to do? We will live with it. We will handle it. Promise yourself to make all your friends to be free from worries. Promise yourself to look at the brighter side of everything. You always think that what to do, how to do, we are not getting this and that. Yes, it will be there, but there is a brighter side also. Promise yourself to think only of the best and work for it. You should work for it. You should be happy and never permit the present day stress and anxiety trouble you. Let obstacles be your lessons. We always learn lessons in failures. That will help us to understand where we have committed mistake. So let obstacles be your lessons. That difficulties be your stimulant. Google Meet classes are your blessings. You, as said by our Pro-Chancellor Academic, when are you going to have classes, online classes? Now, this has become the order of the day. But don't worry, very soon we will all meet here, we will meet and we will have our clubs activities. We will have our Milan, we will have our Pongal Day, everything. But of all said and done, you should be a model. SRM Science and Research should be a model for any college, any arts and science college, whether it is government or private or aided. You should be the model for other colleges, other science and humanity colleges in terms of education, in terms of results, in terms of getting placement, in terms of doing service to the society, in terms of concentrating on NSS activities, NCC activities, all these you should participate. I wish you all the best. Dear parents, be happy. Your children are with the SRM. They will be taken care of. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a registrar of SRMIST. To talk to you all about the College of Science and Humanities, here is Dr. Sridhar Krishnaswamy, a seasoned journalist who was with the Hindu as an editorial writer on foreign affairs before moving on to foreign assignments at Singapore and Washington. He was also with the Press Trust of India in Washington. A professional fellow of the Japan Foundation, Tokyo, Dr. Krishnaswamy is now the Deputy Dean and a professor in the Department of Journalism at the College of Science and Humanities. Dr. Sridhar.
Thank you, Dr. Archana. Thank you very much. Respected Pro-Chancellor, academics, Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellors, Registrar, the Controller of Examinations, Senior SRM, IST administrators, faculty colleagues, non-teaching staff, parents, guardians, and my dear students. I think after hearing our Pro-Chancellor speak, there is very little for me to say. I am not saying this because he is sitting here in our presence. But the things that he had to say, the special things that he had to say about SRM family, about the SRM group of educational institutions, and in specific about why he thinks the College of Science and Humanities is a special breed. That itself should make you all wonderfully cheerful as this evening comes to an end. But at the outset, let me welcome you all to this virtual program. In normal times, we would have had this program earlier and in a much different fashion. I think every one of the speakers before me alluded to it. But these are not normal times. And we all know that. Some call it as a difficult time, but as some others who preceded me said, these are not difficult times. These are challenging times. And the biggest challenge that we face in education is that we should not allow a pandemic to push us all behind. As I tell my journalism students on the first day of class that I go to, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. That is what we all are, and that is what you all will be.
Now, in welcoming you all to the SRM family and to the College of Science and Humanities, I have only one thing to tell parents and students. You could not have made a better choice of an institution. You absolutely come to the best. And you're hearing this not because I work at SRM, but because I have been through many educational institutions in India and overseas. And here, what you are having as a richness of SRM comes not just from the faculty who are very highly qualified, but there is a richness in the diversity of students and teachers that cuts across cultures, civilizations, and subcultures, all of which go to strengthen this institution. Now, very soon you will have something called an orientation. And I think our registrar gave a little bit of an inkling to what you might hear there, which is very, very serious matter. And our Vice Chancellor also spoke about it. That is the need to come to classes, the importance of attendance, the need to have 75% to sit for an end semester exam, the need to come appropriately dressed and to behave yourself. These are all the routine things that we hold in very serious fashion. But as I also tell my students, when you have fun, it must be good, clean fun, which is why we do not tolerate ragging or hazing in any fashion. Ragging is not only demeaning, it is very cheap. And at SRMIST and in the College of Science and Humanities, we have an absolute zero tolerance to that menace. Now, I'll tell you, why is it that SRM and why is it that the College of Science and Humanities is special? It is special because we do things differently from the rest of the pack, meaning from the rest of the other colleges, from the rest of the other institutions, we do things very differently. For example, my Pro-Vice Chancellor pointed out that the Department of Commerce, for example, has got specially embedded programs with centers in the United Kingdom and in the United States. And then if you look at the School of Media Studies, we try to push or we try to make students get interested in any number of things. People are interested in print journalism. They are interested in broadcast journalism. Some of them go into graphics designing. Some of them go into animation. Some of them go into direction, playback singing. You know, the sky is the limit as to what you can do here. And the same thing when it comes to computer sciences, they are very good at training their students in high-end cloud computing and data sciences. Now, look at the Department of Biotechnology, for example. It's one of the what shall I say, senior most departments in the College of Science and Humanities, because that is where we all started off way back in 2003. But here, the department as a whole has got facility for students to intern or be associated with very high profile pharmaceutical companies. And a lot of students from abroad, for example, very recently, there were a group of students from Malaysia who had come to do They're part of their project or internship at the Department of Biotechnology, at the faculty or at the School of Science, at the College of Science and Humanities. Now, what is it that we do differently? Almost every department in our college, we encourage, we don't force, we encourage students to do end semester internships. Now, these are very, very valuable. You go and ask a student of journalism or visual communication or biotechnology or commerce or even in a computer sciences, they will all tell you that they stood to really learn a lot. They really learned a lot because they interned in not just any run-of-the-mill in organizations, but here I am talking about reputed firms like Goldman Sachs, or if you look at media outlets, we are talking about the Hindu, the Times of India, and our own Pudiya Talaimurai. It's a wonderful places in which students really go and get themselves latched onto, and this pays off because when you're at the end of your study, end of your academics, your placement becomes easier because why? Somebody else already knows your track record and they will not let you go. They will give you employment right away. So here, we are talking, about other departments, as well. We are talking, for example, we are talking about the Department of Fashion Designing, where they have opportunities to associate themselves with some of the top-notch exporting and garment manufacturing, like Sunbright Industries. So here, we do something different. See, our registrar was talking about self-financing institutions and what they do. We do something more. We have something here called semester abroad program. Many departments are very interested. In fact, in the Department of Journalism and Biotechnology, we regularly have students who go to the United States or to Sweden or to Malaysia for their, for their expansion of their kind of knowledge, and they come back richly endowed. And finally, let me talk about just one aspect just for a few seconds. This is something called placements. We are very strong in it. We are very strong in placements. We are very strong in pushing our people into core and when I say push, it doesn't mean influencing. No, they get it on their own because your placement training at the end of 3 years or end of 2 years begins the first day you start your work here at SRM. Thank you, my young friends, for choosing SRMIST and the College of Science and Humanities, where you will most certainly have the opportunity to not only chase your dreams, but also your passion. And we have been very fortunate in having our Pro-Chancellor academics share a lot of his ideas and his vision. And on behalf of you all, I can safely tell our Pro-Chancellor, we will live up to your expectations, sir. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. That was the Deputy Dean of the College of Science and Humanities. To introduce the management programs this evening, we have with us Dr. Ponnaya, Dean, School of Management. His association with SRMIST has resulted in various accolades in forms of research projects, publications, national and international collaborations, and numerous awards. I would like to call upon Dr. Ponnaya to talk to us about MBA and BBA programs. Sir?
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Archana. Respected Pro-Chancellor, respected Vice-Chancellor, respected Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Science and Humanities, respected Registrar, respected COE, and senior colleagues and faculty members, and students and freshers. Good evening. All freshers, welcome to SRM family. You should thank your parents for allowing you to pursue your studies at SRMIST. Our Pro-Chancellor Academics has stated that social science, science and humanities have creative people. Yes, we have got a lot of creative and other soft skills, team building, other things, so that we will become true, real citizens of this country. Our Vice Chancellor was telling SRMIST is a young university. Yes, sir. India is a young country. Indian population, 50% of the Indian population lies within the age of 27 years. 50% of the Indian population lies within the 27 years. Whereas other developed economies and European countries, they have more senior people, more older people, more elder people. Hence, our Indian youth, if you have the right skill, right knowledge, right exposure, you will be able to get right placement, right career, and accelerated career graph, so that your presence is required not only to help you, help your family, your society, our country, India, but throughout the world. That is the level of demand, that is the level of requirement, that is the level of need. Only thing, very rightly, you have joined SRMIST so that your skill, your knowledge, your exposure, your peer level learning, your rich knowledge of values and cultural, cross-cultural things will happen to you. As a College of Management Dean, on behalf of senior students, faculty members, and staff members, I welcome the students of BBA and MBA program. I will take very quickly 3 important issues to share with the students and the parents. Number 1, learning BBA and MBA program in a classroom is not adequate. Our Honorable Pro-Chancellor has been advising us teaching learning should take place not only within the classroom, beyond the classroom also. We are having a lot of opportunities to provide to you so that you will be having internship. Our BBA pre-final students are going to the summer internship 5 to 6 weeks in a corporate, in a bank, in a public sector, in a hospitality and tourism industry. Similarly, our MBA program students, like any other B schools, they are having summer and main project exposure. Beyond that, we have got case study, we have got mini project where the students are learning application oriented. They are learning whatever they get in the classroom, they apply through the internship programs. This is possible because of our wisdom of our top management. We have got entered into MOEs with 147 corporates. We are also institutional member with apex bodies like FECI, CII, ASSOCHAM, and we are institutional member with Madras Management Association and All India Management Association. This help like a win-win situation. Our students are going for mini project and main project, as well as they came to the college along with our alumni to give guest lectures to enhance the quality of our teaching learning process. These are all our first information I want to share. Our Pro-Chancellor, Dynamic Pro-Chancellor, Vice Pro-Chancellor Academics and Vice Chancellor and our Pro-VC SNH, we have established our research center in a very strong manner. For a kind information of our colleagues, for our students and the parents, many B schools are there, many standalone BBA colleges are there, MBA colleges are there. But after studying the course, you have to go to other college for higher studies. You have to go to other research center for pursuing your research. However, in SRMIST, We, as a College of Management, is a well-established research center. We have produced so far 83 doctorates in management. From 2007 to today, till date, we have created 83 doctorates in management. Most of the corporate people have come here and pursued 4 years part-time program, PhD program, so that they will be able to give back to the society with their exposure in theory as well as practical exposure. The last one, for the kind information of our students who are going to join, our visionary founder chancellor and our abundant support from the pro chancellor academics, we have created a fintech lab last year, September 2019. The fintech lab is helping the research scholars, faculty members, and the MBA and BBA and BCom and some of the engineering students who have taken the subject, finance related subjects in their open elective, so that they will come to the fintech lab and they are able to do a lot of research papers. They get into hands-on experience with the fintech lab. The informations are available very quickly, very consistently, reliably, dynamically. We have the information. This helps us to do a lot of work in the years to come, in the months to come. We are trying to train the teachers with the help of experts, corporate experts in the fintech area. For the kind information of our all those who are present here, Tamil Nadu government, our Honorable Chief Minister, in the recent budgetary speech, has stated that Tamil Nadu government is going to establish a fintech center, fintech city in the capital city, Chennai. I am very happy to share that they have proposed 3 places out of the 3, they are going to choose one to establish the fintech city. One of the places is just opposite to our SRMIST campus, very next to the Putteri, on the right, on the other side, where the government of Tamil Nadu have abundant land in their veterinary science university. Part of the land is going to be carved out, and fintech city of Tamil Nadu is going to be established there if it is going to happen out of the 3 places. With these few words, we want to share to our students in a larger forum in the next few days to come. We will reach out to you later. Before my wrap up, I want to tell our beloved founder chancellor used to tell, giving inputs to the students to learn and get a degree is not adequate. They should become very valuable citizens. So we are having courses like entrepreneurship, skill-based knowledge, and Indian ethos, and we are also practicing value system. We are confident, we are sure that all the students who are going to join in this batch of 2020-21 will become global citizens, global outlook with Indian value systems in their mind. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thanks a lot. God, I wish you all the very best for the freshers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Dean, School of Management. Here comes Dr. Jyoti Kumar, Dean of the College of Science and Humanities, to render the word of thanks. Dr. Jyoti Kumar, an experienced academic, was formerly the principal of the Presidency College, Chennai, and later became the Joint Director of the Directorate of Collegiate Education, Tamil Nadu. He has been with SRM for more than a decade, overseeing the functions of the various departments of the College of Science and Humanities. Sir?
Thank you, Dr. Archana. Good evening. It is my privilege to have been asked to offer a vote of thanks on this occasion of the Freshers Induction Program. I express my heartfelt gratitude and sincere thanks to all the dignitaries who have joined this program on behalf of the College of Science and Humanities. My sincere thanks to our Honorable and respected Pro-Chancellor Academics, a dynamic person who shows keen interest in the welfare of the student community. He is always a guiding force towards development of all academic activities taking place in this institution. My heartfelt thanks due to him for his presence and delivering special address. Thank you, sir. Our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sandeep Sanjetti, gave his inaugural address in spite of his busy schedule. We are thankful to you, sir, for showing much more interest and being a part of this event. Thank you, sir. I thank our beloved Pro Vice Chancellor, Science and Humanities for his valuable guidance, continuous encouragement, and enthusiastic support. My sincere thanks to our Registrar, Dr. N. Seduraman, for felicitation and gracing this occasion with his presence. My thanks to the Dean, Management, Dr. V. Ponnaya, who has introduced the management study students very warmly to this campus. Our Deputy Dean, Sridhar Krishnasamy, has mentioned almost all the departments' functions in College of Science and Humanities. And our SRM KTR campus is wonderful. Very soon you will come to the campus and see yourself the beauty of it all. Last but not least, my sincere thanks to all the parents and my beloved students, faculty members from College of Science and Humanities and the College of Management, press and all others who have rendered their wholehearted support for the success of this institution induction program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Dean of the College of Science and Humanities. Well, ladies and gentlemen and young freshers of SRM family, this pretty much sums up the induction program. Let me recall what T.S. Eliot once said. What we call the beginning is often the end, and to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where you start from. Boys and girls, keep in mind one thing as you begin a new journey with us at SRM. It's good to seek perfection, but it's better to seek excellence. It's good to work hard, but it's better to work smarter. It's good to study, but it's better to learn. It's good to have a dream, but it's better to actually pursue it. Welcome to the family. We are glad to have you on board. I know you have 100 questions for us out there. I can assure you one thing, that your respective faculty members, heads of the department, and the admission team will get in touch with you and give you details about the orientation, the day of commencement of your classes, and your enrollment procedure. Now, would you all please rise for the national anthem? Please bear with us, the technical glitch on the side of the host. We are trying to connect to them. Kindly bear with us for the delay. Kindly bear with us for the delay.
No, there was some audio problem.
Yes, sir.
Coming.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Close it.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing all of you in your classes. Thank you once again and welcome once again to SRM family. Thank you.
Thank you and all the best to everyone. Thank you.